But he's trying to claim asylum right now, trying to see if he can get an asylum claim, saying that he faces persecution back in his homeland. We'll see how that works out for him, but as of right now, he doesn't have a legal case to be able to stay in the, or legal standing to be able to stay in the U.S.
Welcome to Reporter's Notebook, where we talk to the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the stories breaking on their beats. I'm Jim Antle. I'm joined today by Supreme Court reporter Jack Birle. Jack, we keep hearing the name Kilmar Abrego Garcia, disputed illegal immigrant whose Trump administration keeps trying to deport. Judges keep saying, don't deport him, or don't deport him to that particular country, or disputing certain factual claims that the administration has made. What's the latest on his case?
So the latest right now is the Trump administration wants to deport him to Uganda, which is not his native El Salvador, where he actually has a protective order where he's not allowed to be deported back to there. But he's challenging the deportation. Right now, he filed a habeas corpus case against the federal government in Maryland, and so a judge has temporarily halted him for being removed from the country pending that case in October. And also he says he intends to try to reopen his immigration case and try to actually get asylum, something he was denied in 2019. He wants to renew that case, and so he's not going anywhere anytime soon, but there are definitely several legal battles still to be played.
Is he currently free, or is he in ICE custody, or is he in custody of some other authorities?
So right now he's been detained by ICE, and he's in ICE custody somewhere in Virginia. They haven't disclosed where, but the judge has said you're not allowed to remove him from the continental U.S., and you're not allowed to keep him more than 200 miles away from the courtroom, which is in Maryland, until this hearing and the habeas corpus claims are adjudicated, which will probably be October, November at the earliest.
Is his actual immigration status in dispute? I know that some of the other charges, like human trafficking, he denies that he's in gang membership. He's denied, but is there an actual factual dispute over whether he's allowed to be in the country?
Well, he did have the final deportation order. It was just a matter of if he could be deported, where he could be deported. He was deported to El Salvador back in March, which the Department of Justice admitted was an administrative error because, of course, he had that order that he could not be deported to El Salvador. He was returned back in June, but it was based on criminal charges in Tennessee. And then when he was released pending a trial in Tennessee, ICE took him back in. And so he is an illegal immigrant by the legal standard, but he's trying to claim asylum right now, trying to see if he can get an asylum claim, saying that he faces persecution back in his homeland. We'll see how that works out for him, but as of right now, he doesn't have a legal case to be able to stay in the, or legal standing to be able to stay in the U.S.
But both the White House and congressional Democrats have kind of made him the face of the Trump immigration enforcement agenda.
Indeed they have, and it's been kind of this long saga, which I don't think the Trump administration likes having these prolonged deportation battles. There's been a couple other with some students in Columbia, or from Columbia, Columbia University. And I don't think the Trump administration likes these long, drawn-out sagas, but he certainly, just because of how unique the deportation, and then he came back for criminal charges, then he was released, just the never-ending saga has kind of made him this face of the deportation agenda.
So there's another example of resistance to Trump's immigration enforcement, at least allegedly, involving a judge, and there have been some legal developments in that case. What's the latest?
Yes, so Judge Hannah Dugan, who is a local judge in Milwaukee, was arrested and charged with obstruction back in April and May. And she had tried to get these charges dismissed, saying she was just doing her job. Now, the allegation the Department of Justice makes against her is saying she let an illegal immigrant who was before her court escape through a back door because ICE had shown up intending to arrest him as soon as he left the courtroom. ICE was able to arrest him outside the courthouse after he went through that back door, but they arrested the judge saying you were trying to obstruct federal law enforcement from arresting this illegal immigrant. She's pled not guilty to those charges, but also she had contended that she couldn't be charged, that she had judicial immunity. She even brought up the 2024 Supreme Court case, Trump v. United States, which gave the president immunity from his official acts. She said this was an official act. That was her argument. The federal judge brought in a magistrate judge to look at it and give a recommendation. The magistrate judge said, no, she doesn't have immunity. They can proceed with this prosecution. And the judge ruled earlier this week that indeed the prosecution will continue and will go on to trial.
It's a case worth watching. Thank you,
For
Jack.
sure. Thank you.
You can read Jack and the rest of our investigations team's coverage at washingtonexaminer.com.